up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy. It's Friday, man. Time to get it in. We ending the week. The market's popping as always, man. It's a great time to be in the market. If you're not in right now, I don't know what the hold up is, man. I hope you figure it out. You decide to get involved because you're missing out on opportunities. Every day you don't invest in yourself, you're missing an opportunity to grow your wealth. So we got to do these things. We got to do these things. Some good prices out there, some good solid companies, things we want to do, things we want to grow. But as always, we want to buy good solid companies. We want to buy them at good prices, where we're getting some kind of value out of them, but we know that they're going to flip and earn us value, build us some equity, right? And then we want to do it consistently. You got to do it consistently. That's how that compounding becomes compound even more. So the more consistent you are with the investment, the more that money is going to compound, and it's going to come back to your family over and over and over again. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. But first, we're going to speak on them Phoenix Suns a little bit, man. They didn't let them even it up. I believe they're getting busy tonight. And I'm definitely going to check them out. We're going to be rooting them on. Phoenix Fine is trying to get it done. You know, they've been working hard. Let's see what it is. Look at the Phoenix Suns right now. It's like this dang stock market. It's like, man, you got a good stock, and this had a hell of a run for you. But when do you pull it off the table? You be like, man, the Suns, they knocked off the Lakers. They knocked off the Clippers. You know, knocking them out is like, that's what they call volatility. They're knocking teams off like that. That's like your stock going up $50, $100 a day. You know, $150, you don't know why it's going up. You just know that, and that's what the Suns like right now. They like that volatile stock, you know. And right now, they kind of plateauing. It's 2-2, and you don't know what's going on. But you still think it's a good solid stock. So do we run with them? Or do we pull it off the table? And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. When do you pull the money off the table? So if it was Phoenix and you've been running with them, and let's say you done made $100,000 this year betting on the Phoenix Suns and stuff, and there's 2 games left, all right? Do you pull some of it off the table? Do you pull all of it off the table? Do you be like, I'm going to let it ride and see what happens? Well, if Phoenix is good as you believe they are, let it ride. They're a good company. They're going to be around for time to go. And when the time keeps rolling, that's what we want to do. We want to roll with them. So, and if you don't believe in them like that, you be like, I'm a Lakers fan at heart or whatever it is, then you pull that money off the table, you take it, you be like, it was a good ride, you know, make that money. Leave a little bit of that money on the table, and then let them Suns close it on out for you. Do you want to own companies forever? You know, that's what you got to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself, do you want to own companies forever? You know, a lot of times, you know, people say, well, you know, I done ran it up, and I made $1,500 on this company. It's time to pull out. Be like, okay, that's cool. It's like, but if you made $1,500 on Apple back in 2005 and you put it off the table, you probably done missed out on, I don't know, somewhere of $150,000 over the rest of the time that it's been out there. So you got, you know, good companies is good companies. You got to roll with them. You got to roll with them. You got to roll with them. And in order to do that, you have to know what your investment goals are. What are your investment goals? Is it to make money daily through trading? Because it gets harder to do that every time you do it. You know, the first time you do it, you feel real good about it. Be like, I made $1,000, and be like, yeah. And then you come back and try and duplicate it. But it may not grow at the same rate. It may grow at a faster rate, but it may not grow at the same rate. And that's what makes it harder, because that price is not going to come down to the point at which you bought. And now you have to buy back in at a higher point. Now, yeah, you made that $1,500, but you might miss out on $15,000, $150,000 because you weren't able to stand in that stock long term and let it grow. So you got to know what your goals are. You know, do you want to build wealth over time? You know, if you want to build wealth over time, it's real easy. You find the best companies out there, and then you invest in them and let them do the work for you. It's a reason they're the best company in the world. It's a reason they worth $1 trillion. It's a reason that they roll the way they do. So you invest in those good, solid companies. You let them do the work for you. Let them make the money for you, and you reap all the benefits. You know, do you want to build wealth over time, or do you want to make $100, $1,000, $100,000, $1 million? What's your goal? What do you want to make? Is it just you want to make a total amount of money and then get out? Or do you want to earn a certain amount daily for the rest of your life? You know, is that number $100 a day? Is it $1,000 a day? Is it $5,000 a day? Well, to make that type of money, you got to be willing to stay in the market a long time, and that's where the big money is. There's no doubt about it. The longer you're in that good company, better off you're gonna be, because that money just keeps compounding. The benefits, the equity keeps growing. Uh, some of them pay dividends. Apple. I keep saying Apple because shit, it's probably one of the most affordable stocks out there for the value right now. And if you're not jumping in on Apple right now, you crazy as hell. But that's just what it is. And I'm not saying you got to get in at 147, but you know what? It may never see 120 again. We had opportunity where it was flat for about 6 months, and you may be having a little FOMO, fear of missing out, because you missed out on that opportunity. But you know what? At 147, it's still going to go higher. It's one of the best companies ever created. It's going to continue to grow. You got to figure out whether you're into compounding or profiteering. That's what you got to figure out. And once you figure that out, hey, the rest takes care of itself. You know. And then for my people that just want to make that money, if your goal is to make money and flip it quickly, then it's just like any other thing when you gamble. Because that's what you're talking about at that point. You just want to flip and make it quickly. Then what you got to do is you got to bet, and you got to bet big. And you got to bet big on these good companies. Because they're going to turn around, they're going to flip that money, they're going to make that money, You might have to hold on to a little bit, but that's better than taking a bunch of money, putting in the garbage stock, and hoping for the best, and come to find out it ain't worth nothing, and then you lost everything. So if that is your goal, to make a bunch of money and to flip it real quick, hey, go out there, get these companies, bet big, and let them do the rest. Because that's how it's going to happen. It's no other way around it. The money got to make the money. And that's why you got to be consistent over time. That money becomes more money. It continues to grow. And before you know it, you'll have more money secured than you ever thought you might be able to accomplish, So, and if you're betting in these good companies, it's going to work out for you. I once had a financial investor tell me, it's like, well, if you invested with us for 10 years, all right, and at the end of that 10 years, you had $75,000 secured, and we didn't make you a cent, would you be upset? Be like, hell yes, I would be upset, because you know what? I could have took that $75,000 and I could have flipped it just by putting it in good company. So that means if you had 10 years and $75,000 of my money, and you didn't bring me any return, you was worthless to me. So that being said, and don't be afraid to handle your own business. Don't be afraid to invest in what you want to invest in. I mean, it's really easy, man. I don't want to oversimplify it and say it's really easy, but it is, man. I mean, you get out there, you get your Apple, Microsoft, a company like that, and they've been around forever. They've been growing forever. They're worth a ton of money, and it's gonna be hard for them to fall off. And even when they hold stagnant, when they pop, they're gonna pop. And that stagnation may just be an opportunity for you to build up a position in that particular stock. So don't run from it. Get the good company. If you want to go big, go big. You got the Amazon out there, you got the Google. Them companies are big time. They're big time. They cost big time money, but what they say, scared money don't make money. So if you want to get it, you got to get out there and get it. And you got your volatile stocks, you got your Teslas, your Chipotles, they cost money. But man, do they bring money. They bring money. Like I say, as the experiment goes on, day after day after day, these growth stocks, man, they up and down and they volatile as hell, but hey, they giving those good old stocks that everything about them run for the money. Those affordable stocks that you get into, and you're like, well, I'm gonna get this dividend, and I know it's gonna grow here, and I'm gonna buy at this point. It's hard to beat that because you always see your money in the green when you know your price point when you're buying in. But you can do that same thing with these big stocks. So when you're doing it with them big stocks, it's a chance for big time growth. So I ain't gonna put too much on you today. Again, get you a good quality stock. If you want to flip that money and make it real quick, you're going to have to spend a little bread. That's all it is to it, But over time, anybody can change their financial situation from one of despair and check to check to all of a sudden, I got wealth from this growing, and it's growing, and it's growing, and I'm making money in my sleep. And that's the best thing. When you're making money in your sleep. Days like today where you don't know what the market going to do. It's up, down. Sometimes it's up. Sometimes I got some accounts up, some is down, What you going to do with them? You don't know, But what you do know is when it runs, it runs. And when it's running, it's making you all that bread. So get out there, invest, make that bread. I'm telling you, make that bread. You gotta invest in yourself. Just sitting around hoping the world changes for you and somebody gonna bring you a winning lottery ticket or something like that. I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you the blueprint. I ain't telling you what to do with your money, but I'm definitely giving you the blueprint. If you invest in yourself first, that's gonna be better than. I tell you what, even better. Say you a slot machine player or a lottery player, man. Take half the money you invest in that and invest it in yourself first in some kind of investment, and then see which one you win more money doing. See if the casino pay you more money than what the market gonna pay you. See if the Arizona lottery gonna pay you more than what the market gonna pay you. What's the one, the Mega Bowl or the Mega Ball or whatever? See if that one gonna pay you more money than what the market gonna pay you. But you got to take that leap. You got to take that leap. You got to take that leap. Hey, I love y'all. It's Friday. Y'all know what I do on Fridays. I do what I do best. I have a good time. And today I'm gonna be out on the golf course a little bit probably. And you know what? It's gonna be a good day. I'm gonna invest a little bit. I hope you do the same. You don't have to invest a lot, but put a little bit of something on you before you don't just go out there and trick it off. Put a little something on you before you start tricking off money this weekend. All right. Anyway, love y'all. Peace and hair grease. And I'll see y'all again real soon. I'm out.